For many people, Hawaii is imagined as a dream destination, a place designed to be consumed, photographed, and explored. But beyond tourism, identity operates differently here in Hawaii. Labels like local, haole, Hawaiian, hapa, and mixed are not just descriptors. They carry painful history, deep meaning, and power. Through lived experiences, this film will examine how mixed race identity and belonging shift across spaces.
My name is Andrew Crudge, and I'm currently stationed here in Hawaii for the U.S. Army. So, back on the mainland, I identify as just an average white person, and here in Hawaii, I am definitely a haole. As somebody stationed here, I would say technically I am living here, but I would not view myself as a local. I view myself more as just someone visiting the island for a little bit longer than normal, and then eventually I will leave.
There's no need for you to say you're sorry. Goodbye, I'm going home.
Here in Hawaii, identity cannot be separated from history. To understand how identity operates here today, it's important to understand how Hawaii was shaped by colonization, displacement, and outside control. Hawaii was once an independent kingdom with its own system of governance, land, and culture. In 1893, American businessmen and missionaries played a central role in the illegal overthrow of the Hawaiian kingdom. Unlike many other places affected by U.S. expansion, Hawaii's overthrow was documented, carried out against a sovereign nation, its monarch, and its people. Queen Liliuokalani wrongfully imprisoned. The islands were later annexed by the United States without the consent, care, or acknowledgement of the Hawaiian people. These events reshaped land ownership, political power, and who was allowed to belong. For many Native Hawaiians, identity is not abstract. It is lived. Trinity is a Native Hawaiian social media activist whose voice has become widely recognizable for speaking openly about identity, land, and sovereignty.
If you have at least 1% of Hawaiian, you are Hawaiian. Like, that doesn't, like, a lot of people degrade that and say, oh, just because you have this much Hawaiian, that makes you less of a Hawaiian. And it's really sad because it's like, it's always a Hawaiian on Hawaiian hate. There's always that bridge of, I'm better than you because I have more Hawaiian. So what I'm going to say is I'm Hawaiian. I identify as Hawaiian, but I am mixed. I was already immersed into all my Hawaiianness, whether it was going to the farm and helping some kupuna or elderly with their farm, dancing hula, to telling stories. There's so much mo'olelos or stories that come a part of this, you know, and everybody has a kuleana. Not just me, not just you. When you're living somewhere, you have a kuleana. Just like if, you know, I'm a Hawaiian going to Japan and I don't have to abide by their culture, but I want to because it's respectful. Kuleana means a lot. Like, even for people that aren't Hawaiian, you know, this is just one of our main, I guess you can say, terms that we like to use and incorporate to tell everybody, you know, like, even though you're not well immersed into your culture, you still have ways to learn. You know, there's ways that we all can learn. I show you my kuleana and I share it with you. And I want you to take that kuleana. I want you to help, you know. That's why everybody comes to Hawaii and they're like, oh, Hawaiians will say, oh yeah, you got to learn the culture before you come here, or you got to do this. And it really boils down to the respect. And when you go to the beach, like a kuleana for everybody when they go to the beach, when you take stuff to the beach, you take it back home and you throw it away in your trash. You don't leave it at the beach. I feel like we're just a small little island that wants respect and nobody's giving it. And that's why I really do think that our government should do this thing where they have like a 2-week cleanse every month. Like, they should do that at least one week during the month or something. Because I feel like our island is so pure, you know, like we don't have to have water. We don't have to get water from a plant. We get it from the mountains, and our water is pretty clean, I would like to say, except for that whole crap with the military putting, the rocket fuel or the jet fuel into the water. Like a lot of that controversy stuff.
Trinity's experience reflects how identity operates in Hawaii. In the continental United States, mixed race identity is often understood through a vastly different lens.
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind?
America, black people are treated very much as the Vietnamese people or any other colonized people.
In America, Blackness is a legacy carried through struggle and strength. From the words of Dr. King to the rise of the Black Panthers, Black identity in the United States has always been shaped by resistance. It has a history forged through the fight for civil rights and the ongoing demand for justice. Blackness is inescapable here, woven into everyday life. This history shapes how Black identity is carried, asserted, and understood.
I think the reason why I mainly say that I'm Black is because when somebody takes a first glance at me, especially living in the United States of America, they're just going to automatically assume I'm Black because I have predominantly Black features. I'm guilty of this too. If I'm walking down the street and I see somebody who clearly looks Black, like within the Black community, you do kind of like a nod. I'm not sitting there nodding, being like, I'll give you a slight 50% nod because maybe you're mixed with something else. Like, no, I think just society, what you come across as, we're already going to decide what you are before you're even able to identify yourself. My parents really made it known that you're all three of these things. Don't try and just categorize yourself in one little box. And I felt like growing up, that's what I did. And it wasn't until I got to college that I found myself kind of backtracking and being like, nope, I'm only Black. I don't even want to associate with my other side. And I think that's mainly due to bad experiences that I've had being on UC Irvine's campus. And that population, I think it's over 70 to 80% of an Asian population versus there's 300 Black students on the entire campus. It's easier to, I think, connect with Black people because, again, when I look in the mirror, I look like a Black woman. I love being a Black woman. So when I see other Black people around my campus, of course, I want to gravitate towards them. I've had people in class, like an African-American psychology class. I had 3 different Asian international students in that classroom. And her and I were both wearing the same exact like jade bracelet. And she just could not believe that I had some type of Asian within me. She was like, are you sure? Like, well, oh, you're Macanese. That's not really Asian. Of course, I'm still Chinese. Like, I can't just let go of a part of myself because other people are telling me that, oh, you're only Black. You feel like being Black is a problem. And even I've had some issues with that. Like at UCI, when I do tell people I am Chinese, even within the Black community, no, you're not. You're just saying that because you want to talk about your hair. A ton of comments where people were saying that I look Asian. And that just made me, I guess, feel good because at least now I know, okay, when I look in the mirror and I'm just sitting there like, love, all you look is Black, or like you look like you could be something else, but nobody is going to put it right on the dot. But society, I'm not saying we're ignorant, but a lot of times a Black and Macanese person is not something you're just going to see right on the street or in Hollywood, so you don't know what it looks like. When people were telling me that, it felt like my Asianness was validated for once. And a lot of people who were commenting it, there were other comments where it was like, the moment you started speaking, I could tell you were Asian, and this is coming from an Asian person. That made me feel fantastic because it's like, okay, finally, like I feel validated. And even the Asian kids that I grew up with in high school, the moment I told them I was Asian, they're like, oh yeah, I see it.
Love's experience isn't unique, but the way it's understood depends entirely on where you are. Japan offers a different framework from understanding mixed race identity, not because race is absent, but because belonging has historically been shaped through ideas of homogeneity, bloodline, and nation. To be Japanese has often meant to look, speak, and exist within a narrow definition of sameness. For mixed individuals, in Japan, especially those labeled hafu. Identity is frequently negotiated through visibility. Mixedness can be admired, exoticized, or questioned, often at the same time. Even when someone is born and raised in Japan, their belonging can feel conditional. Unlike the United States, where race is shaped by a history of enslavement and resistance, Japan's racial structure operates through exclusion by sameness. Mixed identity there is not always politicized, but it is constantly negotiated. When we talk about mixed identity, it's easy to treat it like something personal or individual, a question of labels, percentages, or choice. But what this project shows is that mixed identity is never formed in isolation. It is shaped by place, history, and power. In Hawaii, identity is tied to land, genealogy, and responsibility to community. On the continental United States, Black identity is shaped by a long history of enslavement, resistance, and survival, a history that makes race inseparable. And in Japan, mixed identity is negotiated through ideas of homogeneity and belonging, where difference is often made visible and questioned. None of these experiences are the same, and none of them exist outside of the systems that produced them. Mixed identity is not one story. It shifts across borders. It changes within history. It is shaped by who is allowed to belong and under what conditions. And maybe the most important thing I've learned is this: mixed people are not confused. The world around them is confused. Their identities reflect the structures they are forced to move through, not a lack of clarity within them.
Around, am I Hawaiian enough? They're making me feel like I'm not Hawaiian enough. You're not Hawaiian enough. Babe, nobody can make you feel anything, okay? You're Hawaiian enough, and you need to dig deeper into your foundation to figure out what that means to you and what that kuleana is and how you're fulfilling it and all the beautiful things. That journey belongs to you, friend.